Alright, so we're on lesson 15 of our unit. Our objective today is using decimals and dividing those decimals, but we're going to be working with remainders today. So remember in 4th grade we would do a problem like 5 divided by 4 goes in one time, multiply, subtract, and I have this remainder and put a little 1 here. Today we're going to learn how we use this remainder in real life math, because we normally don't use that remainder 1 anymore. Before we do that though, I want you to listen to this problem. Jose bought a bag of 6 oranges for $2.82. My pen's not working today. You can see when I'm writing with my pen, it only does little dots or it doesn't write at all. So I'm using my fingertips and hopefully that will be good enough today. Now, this bag had 5 pineapples in it. So we had 6 oranges and 5 pineapples. The 6 oranges cost that $2.82. The pineapples, we don't know. But he gave the cashier $20, and of that $20, he got $1.43 and change. I want to know, how much did each pineapple cost? Well, what I could do is I can draw what's called a tape diagram for this kind of problem. This whole thing represents $20. That's how much he paid for his pineapples, was that $20. Now of that $20, he spent $2.82 on those oranges. So that means this part is how much my pineapples cost. So what I need to do is I need to figure out how much did that part cost. Well, I can start by doing 20 minus $2.82. Remember, when I'm subtracting with decimals, those decimal points must line up because the place values must be the same. This is going to be 8. I'm borrowing. So this will now be 1. This is going to be 9 minus 2 is 7. So this is going to cost $17.18. Now, how much did these pineapples cost? Well, they cost $17.18, but I got 5 of them. Now, I did something wrong already, so that's why I need to always check. I also got some change back. So this part right here is my pineapples plus the change. So I have to get rid of the change, which was $1.43. So now what I do is I subtract 5. That will become a 6. And I'm left with $15.75. So I know this middle part is $15.75. So now what I do, well, there's 5 pineapples, so I need to divide this $15.75 by 5. I get $3.25. I'm sorry, $3.15. So each pineapple costs $3.15. Alright, let's look at our new kind of problem now. I'm going to open up, hopefully, a place value chart. Alright, we have this problem, 1.7 divided by 2. Well, I'm going to solve it, 1, 7, and I'm dividing it by 2. 2 does not go into 1, so that would be a 0, and I'm going to regroup, so I have 17. 2 goes into 17 8 times. And what am I left with? I'm left with 8, 16, and I have this remainder. So what do I need to do? Well, watch this little strategy. I'm going to write the exact same problem, but I'm going to use my dots this time. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what do I need to do? I need to divide by 2. So I'm circling groups of 2. I can't do that right now with this 1, So I'm going to put a 0. This one gets regrouped. Or when I trade 1, 1 for tenths, I'm getting 10. So that will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now this part's going to be hard because I need to circle them in groups of 2. So I'm going to see if highlighting will work better since the marker's not. So there's 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups, 5 groups, 6 groups, 7 groups, 8 groups. Notice how I get that 8 again, but I left with that one little guy. What do I do with him? Well, I can regroup him 2 hundredths. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now look, I can easily divide 10 by 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 0 and 85 hundredths. I'm going to show you how we can do this with another one. I'm going to show you what we can do to check our answer. So let's look at this problem. I'm going to do 2.6, 2 and 6 tenths divided by 4. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I'm dividing by 4. So I'm making those groups of 4. Now, I can't do 2 divided by 4, so that's 0. So I need to regroup these guys. Just so I'm going to have more space, I'm going to put my dots down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one's gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That one's gone. Alright, so now I'm making those groups of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. 4. How many groups of 4 do I have? Well, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 groups of 4. But I have those 2 guys left over again. So what can I do? Well, I can regroup them. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And now what do I do? Well, I'm making groups of 4 again. So I'm just going to be circling them. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm checking how many groups. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my answer is 0 and 65 hundredths. Now I'm going to show you our shortcut method, and I want you to see how it works and why it does. I'm going to use the exact same problems I did before. So that 1.7 divided by 2. And I have a decimal on the inside, no decimals on the outside. That decimal comes straight up. And I'm ready to begin. 2 goes into 17 8 times. I multiply, subtract, check. 1 is smaller than 2, so I'm good. Now, what do I need to do next? This is where my remainder became a problem. Well, I need to regroup. Notice how I'm in my tenths place value, and that means this guy is in my tenths also. So I need to regroup him to hundredths. So I have 1/10. How can I make that 100th? Well, I can add a 0 here and bring down, and now I have 10. Notice that's exactly what we did. We went 1/10 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hundredths. I just took this guy and regrouped. Went from 1 to 10. Went from 1 to 10. And now I can continue. How many times does 2 go into 10? It goes in 5 times. Multiply, subtract, and notice that's my answer I had before. It's going to be the same thing I'm going to do with 2 and 6 tenths divided by 4. Decimal on the inside, no decimal on the outside, so to bring the decimal straight up. 4 goes into 26 6 times. Multiply to get 24. Subtract. Now I have this 2 again. What place value am I in? Well, I'm in my tenths. So I need to take 2 tenths and trade them to hundredths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So how to make this 2 become 20? Well, I just add a 0 and I bring down. 4 goes into 25 times. Multiply, subtract, and look, it's the same answer I had before, was 65 hundredths. Why does adding this 0 work? Well, if you look already, in my problem, I had 2 left over here, and there's already a 0 there. So it's just why I can add that 0 here, because there's a 0 already in that hundredths place spot. Alright, let's check another one. I'm going to have 17 divided by 4. I have 17 ones divided by 4. 17 divided by 4 goes in 4 times. Multiply, subtract. Now I have this 1. I have 1 remainder, but I want to use decimals. So what do? Well, I have 1, 1, so I need to regroup it to tenths. So that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now what can I do? Well, I can't just add a 0 here, because then my number you see is 170. So what do I need to do? I need to show this 0 in my tenth spot. Right now it's 170. So where do I add that decimal so that my 0 is in the tenths? Well, I can add my 0 right here. When I have a decimal inside, I just bring that decimal right up top also. So now I have 4, and I can bring that down. So now I have those 10 tenths. 4 goes into 10 2 times. Multiply, subtract, 2. I now have 2 tenths. 1, 2. What do? It's the same thing I did before. I need to exchange them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Now how can I show that? Well, I have 2 here. I'm taking these 2 and I'm regrouping. So I add that 0 again and I bring down. 4 goes into 25 times. Multiply, subtract, and I get 0. My answer is $4.25 if you're thinking of it as money, or 4 25 hundredths. Alright, let's look at another problem. 22 divided by 8. So I'm going to start out with the same thing. I'm doing 22 divided by 8. 8 goes into 22 2 times. Multiply, subtract, 6. I have 6 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I need to exchange them for tenths. So how many tenths would that be? Well, that would be 60 tenths. 6 ones will become that 60 tenths. I'm obviously not going to be drawing 60 dots though. Now, how do I show that? Well, if I look, how many tenths do I have right now? I have 0 tenths. So what I'm going to do is I add that decimal to show 0 tenths. Now I have a decimal here, so that decimal goes straight up. And now look, when I bring down, this 60 matches this 60 when I exchange. So I'm going to continue. 8 goes into 60 7 times. You get 56. Subtract. Now I have 4 tenths left over. Notice how I'm still in my tenth spot. So what do I need to do? I need to take those tenths and trade them for hundredths. I have 4 tenths. Notice how I have 0 hundredths. So I can add that 0 for my hundredths. And I'm exchanging. This 0 hundredths will now become 40 hundredths. And look, Now I have 40 hundredths also. 8 goes into 45 times. I multiply and I get 40, subtract, and I get 0. My answer is 2.75. Alright, let's try another one. I have 7 ones and 7 tenths, and I want to do it divided by 4. 7.4, I'm sorry, 7.7 divided by 4. So what do I do first? Well, how many times does 4 go into 7? It goes in 1 time. Multiply, subtract. Notice how I have 1, 2, 3 left over. I need to exchange them for tenths. So I take these 3 and I exchange them. And look, I have, when I make it straighter, 37 with my model, with my place value chart, and 37 use my algorithm. My numbers are still matching up, so I'm doing okay. What's next? 4 goes into 37 9 times. 9 times 4 is 36. Subtract, and I have 1. Notice how I'm in my tenths again. Tenths here, which means that's a tenth. Tenth here. So I have 1/10 left over. Need to exchange that for hundredths. Notice I have 0 hundredths right now. There's no hundredths, so I can have a 0 here because there's no hundredths. So I'm exchanging it, so I'll now have 10 hundredths. Look what happens when I bring that 0 down. 10 hundredths. So 4 goes into 10 2 times. I multiply, I need to do my work over here now. 10 minus 8 is 2. I'm in my hundredths, so that means these are 2 hundredths. 2 hundredths are left over. What do I do next? Same thing. I'm going to exchange them for thousandths. Notice how right now I have 0 thousandths, so I can add 0 thousandths. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm exchanging. So now I have 20 thousandths. Bring me down. This one looks funky because I ran out of room. 4 goes into 25 times. Multiply, subtract, and I have nothing left to go on. It's a 0. So now my answer is done. It's 1.925. 1 and 920, or 1 and 925 thousandths. Alright, we're going to look at just one more, then you're going to work on your problem set. 84 hundredths divided by 4. So here I have 8 tenths, 4 hundredths. What would that look like? I'm going to use my standard algorithm. 4 goes into 8 2 times. 2 times 4 is 8. Subtract, bring down. 4 goes in 1 time. 4, subtract. So my answer is 21 hundredths. Did I have to exchange or regroup on this problem? I didn't. I didn't have to add those zeros to my thousandths or hundredths or tenths. So just make sure you're paying attention when you're dividing. You don't always have to exchange. Some problems will be nice and easy like this one was. Alright, what you're going to do now is you're going to do your problem set. Then what you're going to do is you're going to continue working on your PowerPoint. See if you can finish that PowerPoint up today, so we can start on your new project tomorrow. Alright, good luck.